The engine is starting up.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I truly value your time and your attention. So let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about email's role in the full funnel, and I'm going to share insights from Doorloop. In other words, we're going to together discover what is the role of email in the entire cycle marketing funnel. But the first thing first, let's get to know each other. My name is Anna Levitin. I lead CRM and lifecycle marketing at Doorloop. Doorloop is a property management software. We help property managers and property owners to keep their portfolio organized and keep them growing. So get ready to make some screenshots because I'm going to share like really practical things with you. Take some notes. Let's go over the agenda for today. So my session going to be about 35 minutes, and this is agenda for today's session. We are going to discover where is the place of email, of course, talk about the attribution, and spoiler, unfortunately, I don't have a silver bullet for you. At least we're going to share this together. I will share three very practical examples from my experience, and I hope that they will benefit your day-to-day work, and talk about my mistakes. Trust me, I've done a lot. Mistakes, takeaways, and of course, at the end of the session, I will share with you some bonus that you literally can start using today. Doorloop is a property management platform, but I'm not going to tell you how we are different from our competitors. Instead, I will tell you how we are special for us, for marketers, for people who work day to day with our product. So we are B2B, we are SaaS, but I like to say that we have a special twist. So first of all, we mostly focus on emerging and SMB markets. So we are not really working with massive enterprises. Secondly, we are SLG, we are sales driven. It means that we don't really have a self-served version. We don't have a trial for our product. And finally, we have a very short sales cycle. So it means some of our prospects, they're closing the deals on the call itself. And if you look at our website, it's heavily focused on scheduled demo, again, because we don't have a trial. But I will talk a little bit more about this later. Even though we are not a typical B2B product, but our funnel remains quite the same as any B2B SaaS product. So first of all, it's a website visit. It could be like a blog or any free resources that we are providing to our prospects. So this is like the really first step. And as I said, on this step, we are very like demo focused. We are encouraging our prospects to schedule a demo or to schedule a quick call, to watch a demo. So at this moment, we of course we don't know an email address of the person, so we don't introduce yet the email communication that we have. So the next step is actually the interaction. Usually, either persons start to fill the demo form, or they download the resources, because we have a lot of free resources. I mean, free for our leads, for our prospects. The different laws, forms, templates, whatever property manager or landlord might need. So this is the moment when we already have their email address. So you could consider it as like very top of funnel, let's say. Depends on which form they filled. The next step is a demo. So once user schedule the demo, we know a lot of information about them. And here is the role of email. Of course, make sure that this person comes to the demo. And not only this, that we have enough information to personalize demo for them. And I will share with you the example that is focused specifically on this step of the funnel. Next one is an opportunity. So user had a demo and they didn't close the deal on the call itself. So we follow up with some messages that will encourage them to close account. They will address their specific concerns. And the last one is the account. So once user is converted to paid, once prospect is converted to paid user, they went through the onboarding. And of course, there are a lot of other sequences, other steps like platform adoption. But meanwhile, let's focus on this very first step, from lead to a paid user. So we have quite a lot of different steps here, as you can see, and probably you have a question, right? How do we keep everything organized, and how do we track all the sequences that are relevant for each and every step in the funnel? So I'm going to share with you my secret. I'm a very visual person. So for me, it's very important to have a visual representation. For these purposes, I use a Miro board. And of course, I have an entire spreadsheet with all the links, with exit rules, with more information about a sequence. But why I like boards like this, because it's very easy to share it with your teammates, with people who are not that involved into different sequences. The same to share it with the C-level, to show the different flows and what information actually we know about this user, and what are the specific steps, how they go through the form, especially if you have a multi-step form submission. So in every step of the form, user can drop. It means for some leads, for some prospect, you have only two fields filled, and for some you have the entire information. So again, I find it very useful. Of course, we have all the sequences and all the email campaigns in our ESP and spreadsheet, but I find this very easy to present when someone wants like a quick answer. So moving forward, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever felt like email doesn't get the credit it deserves? So I feel it every day, like everyday struggle, right? Especially comparing with other channels. So I don't have an answer how to get this credit, quick, and how to show quickly email impact. However, I think it's very important to talk about attribution, and there is no magic button that can fix attribution in your company. And I think it's very important to, when you start as a lifecycle marketer, specifically if you are one of the first lifecycle marketers, or even email marketer ops, to align on the company attribution, right? And even though this session is not dedicated to attribution, but I think it will benefit each of us if we will go over the main attribution types and just try to find what is more suitable for email, for our loved channel. So the first type of attribution is the last touch attribution. It means when the all credit goes to the last touch point. Either it was a blog, email, webinar attendance, it doesn't matter. As soon as user had a last touch point, this is the channel that basically brought the conversion. Next one, name, first touch attribution, right? So all credit goes to the first touch attribution channel. Usually it's paid media, and specifically in the companies that spend a lot of their budget on the paid media, this is the default attribution oftentimes. So again, when you start in the company, make sure that there, besides of first touch attribution, there is other attribution approach that a company uses. Next one is a linear attribution. It's when credit is given equally to all customer touch points. And we all know that in B2B, it could be like 16, 18, 20 touch points, depends on also how long is your sales cycle. Next one is position-based attribution. It's when credit split between the first touch and the last touch with customers. Next one is a time decay attribution. It means the closer to the conversion was action, the more credit it gets. So I guess a lot of marketers will share my pain. It's like when you hear that this one SDR call, they got all the credit, and this what moved the needle eventually. And the last one that I find most suitable for email is data-driven attribution. It's when the credit given based on how likely this touch point influence the conversion. And data-driven attribution is type of multi-touch attribution that I generally feel that this is the best way to measure success of email. While I do consider data-driven attribution the most suitable for email, there are, of course, challenges that we face. For example, not every company has a massive data team. Secondly, usually paid channels, they got higher priority and more workforce and attention from the data team, from the dev team, if you need their input. So more likely, if the company was established like with first touch attribution, it might stay for a long time like this. So creating the multi-touch would never be the priority yet. So these the tasks that are connected to email attribution often could be overlooked. And the same with SDR efforts, with calling. So nurturing not always equal in terms of impact with an SDRs. So I think, and generally speaking, you might disagree with me, but I think it's our responsibility of lifecycle marketers, of like email marketers, to get the necessary data and to communicate these challenges to the manager level, to the C level, and regardless of this, try to find the ways to find and show the impact of email properly. Either you are using all touches attribution, or like only rely on ESP reports and don't use any other data platforms. I'm going to share with you how we tackle these challenges while we don't have multi-touch attribution set in the company, and I hope that these small tips might help you. So the first tip is to use all touch attribution. So all touches that user had with your content, with your platform, with any other channels, it will be recorded into your CRM. Sometimes, if it's an active prospect, so you have a lot of UTMs tracking, but at least you have everything set and you can filter it according to the campaign, medium, content, whatever UTMs you are using. Second one, it's to capture timestamp for the last touch. Generally speaking, timestamp for any touch. Why I like to focus on the last touch, because sometimes when the user schedule a demo, email is actually the last touch point before that. So then you can filter filter users that correlate between like their timestamp and the moment when they interacted with email. Of course, we have here all the challenges, right? Apple MPP and other information that lack of information that doesn't allow us to have like a proper timestamp. But again, it will give you some understanding. And the next one is combining multiple touch point. So if you had a webinar, if you send email, just keep an internal understanding when was each communication made, so you can attribute impact to one of these channels. And of course, while this one is not perfect, but keeping this information might give you insights and slowly to prove the impact of email channel, that this next quarter you can get some support from other teams to help you to build a dashboard and understand more about your data. I know that this presentation is not about data, and I promise you, it's almost the last slide about the data, and then we're going to move to the main part of the presentation where I'm sharing examples. I just want to grab your attention to say that how we as a marketers, we are blind without clear data. The only case when I know that mismatching without data and discrepancy doesn't bother. It's when initially your platforms were not connected. So actually, my bonus at the end, it's related to this meme, how it's important to keep all the platforms connected and talk to each other. So finally, we're moving to the main part where I'm going to share 3 examples of different life cycle steps. So the first example is about downloading gated content and how to convert these downloads to the demo. Let's get started. So you can see here that it's very beginning of the funnel. It's the first interaction. It's when users download the resources. And the challenge that we face, that we have a lot of qualified prospects that download our free resources, again, free for our prospects, very valuable, very useful, but they don't convert to demo. And the goal was to take these MQLs and convert them to demo from the library, from the resources that download. So before we had like a generic sequence that follow up, that after they received the resource, follow up with valuable information, and slowly starting to introduce our platform, our solution. So what we did, we replaced this generic sequence with very personalized, not only first name, like number of units they have, but personalized on their challenges. So we see if they download forms like about eviction, or like financial guides. So these are completely like 2 different groups. So we separated starting from like theme that they're interested in, and started to send either, for example, more legal information or more information on accounting, and of course introducing our features, how our features can improve their life, their work. And these helped us to improve CTR significantly, so from 8% to 19%, and reduce spam complaints. This sequence in general had like very high open rate and very high CTR, but sort of we had very quite significant unsubscribe rate also, because once user they received their resource, they maybe received few other emails, they unsubscribed. So because we introduced more personalized like on pain points sequence, it helped us to reduce the unsubscribe rate as well. You can see here how our creative change, this is the old one, this is the new one. Massive kudos to our content team, to our designers, because it's a big difference, it's more visual, and of course the materials themselves, they are more valuable for them, and everything what we are sharing, it leads to our main website, like to our blog or to our resources. So I will tell you what like things we change. I'm not gonna go through all this list. Like there were a lot of changes made, but I will focus on the last one. So something that we are still working on. So even we want to personalize even more based on lead scoring and like internal qualification that prospects either pass or not. So at some point, like to make their sequence shorter for a specific users that have higher lead scoring, or for example if they downloaded the resource, that usually convert better, usually specific states and specific forms for states. And probably you have a question, Anna, how do you keep this organized? But you already know that I'm a visual person. So what I'm going to show you next? Right, the nice Miro board. So every time I build a new sequence, I have a Miro board for them. Like you can see that it's separated per different stage, like educational, introduction, consideration, and each stage has different like few emails. And what is super important for me, it's talk about exit points, right? What user needs to do, what prospect needs to do so they exit, or if there is any other sequence that has a higher priority comparing to this sequence. And like the general information, how many days, either the calendar days or it's business days, and what's happening after user complete this specific sequence. So again, like I love this, and it's a great example to, it's a great way to present your work to sales team, without going into a lot of details. And of course there is another Miro board that I'm not going to share with you, but it's with the screenshots and like links to preview if they really want to deep dive into content, and even see the links also. Next example is about boosting demo show rate and generally helping us to prepare for the demo. So you can see that in the funnel, it's on the demo stage when a prospect already scheduled the demo. So here we sort of have two challenges. So the first one you can see on your screen that it's lack of insights, right? Because we want to build a personalized demo for everyone. And the second one is the fact that not everyone is coming to the demo, right? We want to improve the demo show rate. So the thing is, our our sales cycle is pretty short, and as well as the booking window, we only have like 7 days provided to the prospect to book a demo. So this sequence after booking a demo is pretty short. I will show you later how many emails we have, but it's very important to get the insights and show that it's not going to be a waste of their time in the very first email. So what we try to do is we collaborated a lot with SDR team, because at this moment it's not only emails that involved into this sequence and this communication, it's also calls, it's also text messages. So we work close with SDR team, asking them, okay, what helps you to convert this user and to make them show on the demo and get more information. So they shared the specific like wording, some specific questions that they're using, and based on these insights and like a little bit off topic, but collaboration with sales is super important, because this is the place where you can get so many insights. Either it's SDR, BDR, however you call it. So first of all, our reply rate increased from 5% to 12. And our account executive team, our sales team, they got a meaningful insights, and they really understood, they got more information what users want to see when they are on the demo. So you can see these are the questions before and after. So in the very first email, we usually asked about their challenges and what they're looking for. But the way how we asked it previously, it really didn't give a lot of advices. I will show you their our prospects response later. And from that side, you can see our upgraded questions. So I really like the one that talks about challenges. And me personally, because I evaluate a lot of marketing solution, I'm genuinely curious about new tools. So when I got this question about like what features do you want to see, I don't know, because I just discovered your tool, or I got a recommendation from someone, but I didn't really have time to discover it. Like I need your help to tell me which features are the most valuable for me based on my challenges. That's why I'm always saying, like, it's better to communicate challenges and pain points, or whether ask user where do you spend the most of your time, what would you like to automate. Again, depends on your industry, but these are the questions that I would use in a call, in a text, and in a mail itself. So here you can see the responses that we got before. For example, what features do you would like to see? All features. What types of property do you manage? Apartments, fair enough. And are you currently using any other software? Yes, no. And on right hand, you can see it's literally from our database responses that we are getting now. And sometimes it's like really big, big email with a lot of insights that we can use for our demos. Before we move to the third and the last example, let me ask you a question. Have you ever attended demo and you had a very specific questions, but instead of that, you get like very generic follow-up? And maybe sometimes it's like in the information about like your concerns, or some technical information or pricing. Like I've been there, trust me. And it feels like you spend your time on a demo, either it's 30 minutes, an hour sometimes, and you really want to get the information that you discuss on the demo. So the next example will be about post demo opportunity creation. It's very like it's the one of the last steps, right? When we know that user fits our ICP, ideal customer profile, right? And we really want to see them as a customer and want to close the account. So one of the problem that we have, and I always say that we are sort of we blessed, we have a lot of inbound leads. So we have a lot of demos as well, and it's not always sales representative. They have enough time to personalize, to craft the email based on their information that user requested in the demo, or based on the other people, for example, that this person, in our case it's a property manager, going to report to and like introduce our tool. So the goal was here to, first of all, keep this follow-up personalized and valuable for the user and really address all their concerns, but also automated. So sales representative won't spend a lot of time on manually crafting that. So what we did is we had a brainstorm session with our sales team. It's always fun, first of all, and it's always like part of team building activities. I really love that. And we realized that there are like 4 main topics, and I'm going to share these main topics. Hope it will help in your business as well. That interests prospects usually, and these what becomes as a concern. So we build templates based on these topics, and also we build snippets. So when there is a necessity of building like specific email, AE just can take a snippet or block, however you call it in your tool, and put an extra, like, okay, they wanted about to hear about the accounting feature. Here is the snippet about accounting feature. Tenant payments. Here is the snippet about tenant payments, and it helped us to increase reply rate from 3 to 16%, and of course sped up the response time and make it more automated process. So we realized that there are four main blocks, like four main concerns that usually users ask. First of all, they're asking about the general recap. Either they want to share a demo with someone, or sometimes they don't have enough time, or they're not attentive enough. So they want to like a high level intro again in our tools, our tool, and our capabilities. The second one is competitor comparison. So how our solution will work with other solution that they're currently using, and how it work against, what can be added as an extra solution, and what they might sunset. And what is important to note here, that not always a competitor is another solution or tool. Competitor could be also pen and paper. Competitor could be like upgrading the process of how you do the things now. The third one is feature deep dive. This is what I mentioned before with snippets also, but for each main feature, or let's say for the block of like 3 features, we had a specific template. And it's usually lead to either it's a specific demo, or deep dive into the feature, or like product deep dive, or a webinar talking about this feature. And the last one is in migration and onboarding, and this is concerns of a lot of our prospects, because they afraid to lose data. They afraid that migration will take a lot of time, and eventually they might lose data on this way. So here it's important to share the customer reviews. Customer reviews, it's important to share on each step. But you can show that even like people with bigger portfolio or bigger company, they migrated successfully, and show them, prove that your support team is here, and they will handle their hand while migrating. So now let's move to the closing part of my session. I'm going to share with you 4 mistakes and the 6 takeaways. So the first mistake is too many approvals. When the approval process takes a longer time than expected, and you don't really know the process, like the clear steps of this, because sometimes I'm getting super excited about the new sequence, but it takes me a while to get a green light. Next one, it's about the UTM structure. Try to think in advance. What do you want to test using this sequence, right? Usually we'll use like source, medium, but maybe you want to add like another flow. Maybe you want to add a few tests. So think ahead. The worst case that might happen is that you need to go back and change the entire UTM, like all the UTM links in a sequence. We don't want to do this. And the next one, attribution. We talked enough about this. Align from the beginning. And again, if it's the first click attribution that is less suitable for email, just be aware of that and try to find ways to show the impact of your email. And the last one is right message and wrong audience. It means that usually it happens also with me when I get a lot of insights from sales team, and I want to put all of them in the very start of the funnel, top of funnel, first few emails. And I just need to slow down and realize, okay, a prospect at this moment, they're not ready, to hear about the specific features or specific case study. For each step of the funnel, there should be suitable content. So get excited, but maybe not too much. And now let's move to the takeaways. So the first one, we all talk about the personalization, but what personalization really is, not only first name and company name, right? It's specific sales insights, pain points, and how you can address it in email. So be very close with your sales team. The second one, set all the standards. If it's a retribution, if it's UTM, really document everything. I oftentimes feels that I feel that certain companies they're so focusing on executing things that they don't document it. So it's very important, and with the current AI tools, it's really easy. So I would rather like document my ideas first and then only like execute it, like the finalize the process. Next one, remember that if you work in a B2B company like myself, your funnel is not e-commerce. It means sales cycles might take sometimes like months, half a year, maybe more if you work with government. Like I heard different stories. And the same also with the attribution. And if you don't see the impact of a specific campaign like right away, it doesn't mean that you won't see it in 2 weeks, in 1 month. So make impact, make like results, adopt them to your platform, to your product. Next one is don't wait till you have this perfect dashboard, till you have these perfect measurements. Progress beats perfection, right? So start to execute, show the results. And it's usually I like to say that when email teams, marketing ops teams, we don't have enough resources, like either it's design, copywriters. So I always say start to execute something, and then you can show the result. Next time, it's align with people before you set everything in the platform, because like sometimes it just can be a waste of time, right? Or you can find out that the sales team have like the entire presentation that could help you to work on the specific sequence. And the last one, audit your evergreen content. Because no one wants to receive, like in 2025, receive some reports from 2023. So if you know initially that it would be challenging to update the content, just don't use any time sensitive reports or contents. So thank you so much for attending my session. And now the bonus part, right? We all know that a success of email depends on three things: right audience, right message, and right time. But in order to have all this right information, you need to have a data, right? You need to have all platforms talking to each other. So you can scan this QR code, and here is like a checklist, cheat sheet, you name it, that will help you to understand and identify if the platforms are not talking. And again, I'm not a data person, I'm not a technical person, I'm just email marketer who wants to show impact of emails and who wants to do a really good job. So yeah, I'm talking a lot about like data and how we can do this on the marketing level. So again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and please connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will be happy to geek out with you on email.